Hello everyone, I'm back with another journal flip through. This is a spirituality or meditation journal that I made for my boyfriend's sister. Her name is Jen, and she's a hippie type. She's very much into that sort of thing. And I wanted to discuss the cover. This is a cardboard cover that I made out of, and I attached a, this was part of a scarf that I got down at the thrift store, and it had these tassels on the end, and I thought it would be really neat to have these hanging over the edge. It's the same material on the back, again, with the little tassels, and the spine is burlap with silver, I don't know if it's showing up, but little veins of silver running through it. I have attached a tassel here, and it's got the purple ribbon and a bunch of really like neat dangly things. I got this one and this one in a swap from Netta, so thank you Netta for those. If you remember Netta, I told you that I knew exactly what I was going to do with them, and this is it. I knew they'd make a great little tassel for this book. Alright, so let's get started on the flip through. Oh, one other thing. On the edge, I have put, it's a little hard to see for all the tassels, little maroon tabs. And on each tab is a charm. Some of these charms, the recipient actually gave me. She was donating them to my junk journaling. And I was like, I'm going to use those and make her journal out of them. And some of them I made. Like this one was part of a challenge that I did. And so was this one. And a little altered paper clip. And a little boho bead here. And there's one other one. There we go. Little pop tab guy. Those were all for the Tuesday tutorial challenge that we did earlier this year that some of y'all participated in with us. Alrighty, so inside the cover, this is a coffee dyed adult coloring book page. And it was so neat that I thought it went in there really well. The base paper for this journal is coffee dyed copier paper, and on this page I've stenciled some little birds in. Whoops, there we go. Sorry, had it upside down. On this side, I knew that wasn't right. You'll notice on the front cover it's got the same adult coloring book page, the same pattern and everything. We've got a stenciled page here. This was part of an envelope, and I've tucked this little textured, this was part of a card, and it's got a neat texture on it, so I thought it went really well. Let's set this down. We have a little mini page here with a piece of an envelope and a piece of ephemera, a little journaling card. And places to write. This is a card that I got. You can open it up like that. It's got irises. This is a ribbon with little map hearts on it. And a little invoice guy she can write on. I thought that was kind of neat. The theme of this journal is very bright and vibrant colors, which is a bit of a change from a lot of the junk journals we see. So we've got the green ribbon here. Little mini page with a butterfly on it. A half page here with an altered paper clip. You'll notice it has, there we go. You'll notice it has a little stamp on it, which I think is neat. Stamp here on the ledger paper. This is a little coin roll tuck spot. She can tuck something nice and small in there if she wants to. Places to write. This is an envelope, and I love the colors on this one. And you open it up, and there's a little piece of ephemera in there for her to write on. There's nothing on the back. She can write on front or back, or both if she wants to. Decorated with a little bit of lace. Another side tuck here with a little tag. And it's got the tab at the top. This is a collage tag that's made out of book paper. And I like for all of mine to be functional, so it's got a little place to write on the back and two little stamps. little colored stamps, page for writing, and a little rose card, because I know she likes flowers. And over here we have, this is a half page, and it's got a coin envelope on it with a little piece of ephemera that I've tucked in there. One of the other big themes of this journal is birds. There are a lot of birds in this journal. And so I just tucked it in there like that. And here down on the bottom, if you see my previous videos, you know I like to save the little circles from the tops of wine bottles. And I like to use those little medallions as sort of seal looking things. And we have a little embellishment at the top of this half page. Little altered ticket. That was part of the Tuesday tutorial as well. I like to take, speaking of altered tickets, I like to take my altered tickets and make them into belly bands. So she's welcome to tuck stuff underneath here. And I love how all of this coffee dyed paper turned out because it's really dark. It's got a lot of really neat patterns and stuff in it. Another little embellishment. This, it's probably a little bit hard to see, but it's a little piece of paper that has flowers on it. And we've come to the middle of the first signature. This is a 2-signature journal. And I always in the middle like to put pros and cons lists. So she can list out pros and cons of something if she wants to. And the back of that paper that we saw over here. This is a neat little side tuck with a braided ribbon. This is actually kind of textured, so it's really neat. A lot of textures in this journal. And this is a shaker tag. It says Dream. This is hand stitched as part of the Tuesday tutorial challenge. And it's got, I don't know if you can see, it's got leaves and blue in there. And it's blank on the back for journaling. It's got a little mini tag up at the top, and I stamped that on it for her because I thought she would think that was neat. Neat little flower stamp. A side tuck here that is actually made out of a coffee dyed coffee filter. There we go. Lot to get out there. Coffee dyed coffee filter, and it's distressed on the edges and hand sewed. These were this set of tags was made out of paper bags, and I like to keep like little neat stuff on the back like that so you can tell it was made out of a paper bag. Another half page. This one has the little bicycle on it. And these, it's kind of hard to tell, but they have coffee mugs down on the bottom. I think those are really neat. If you see my previous videos, you know I like to use wine labels as little side tucks. And this is from our wine that we made as part of a wine kit. So it's a little like personal touch in there. With another one of the bird tags. Tuck that back in there for safekeeping. And another little bird tag and another little coffee dyed coffee filter. And this one is in the shape of a like sideways envelope. You stick that little guy in there like so. And this is another little, I'm gonna have to set it down to get this out. I've paper clipped this in, but this is another one of those coin envelopes. And this one I have Mod Podged a Galaxy napkin onto. I'm very proud of that. I think that came out really well, and it really reminded me of Jen so much because it looks exactly like the kind of thing she would enjoy. Very like cosmic and galactic and stuff like that. Very neat. Very, very proud of how that one turned out. More half pages. I love the little half pages because you can make little lists or little thoughts, make wishes, that sort of thing. Lots of little spots to journal everywhere. Here we have another side tuck made out of a like a greeting card that I thought was really neat. It's got a lot of bright colors in there. Another one of these little journaling cards. These, like, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I like to pick up unprinted business cards, decorated business cards at like the thrift store, and they make great, just like pre-made ephemera. Great for filling out a journal. This is an altered envelope, and it has the same, I have to set it down again. It has the same ribbon on it as this braided guy. And it's got 2 stamps on it, and into the back of it I have tucked a tarot card. little secret tarot card. And into this little tuck space is another one of the little bird guys. Pick this back up. A half page. This is another coffee dyed, coffee stained. No, coffee dyed, coffee filter. Goodness, that's a tongue twister that I just can't get out. And Sharon was a swap partner that sent me this. This is such a neat little tag. She sent a bunch of very cool tags, and several of them made their way into this journal. She does very beautiful, very brightly colored stuff. This was part of the Tuesday tutorial challenge, and it's a corset page. And I didn't want to stick anything in there because I thought it looked really neat like it was, but she's welcome to tuck anything she wants in there, and it comes with a little heart charm. And this one here is a file folder, and every little, can you see all this? Yes, every little spot, slightly this way, every little spot in there is a tuck space. Not so much on the back, they're just decorated, but on the front, they've all got little places to tuck, and this is the beginning of the second signature. You'll notice the paper on that is really dark and really neat. And actually, if you smell it, it still smells faintly of coffee. A lot of coffee went into these. Punched out part of an envelope that I thought would make a neat little side tuck. She can slip something in there if she wants. A little half page with an envelope. And the closure is actually a punch and a button. Neat, right? She can like stick a little secret in there. Here we go again. Another one of those coffee dyed coffee filters. And this one actually has multiple tuck spots. And into it I have tucked a neat little bird guy. But there's plenty of room in there for lots of other stuff. And as with any ephemera, the ephemera can be moved around at will. It doesn't have to stay where I put it if it makes sense for it to go somewhere else. Another little side tuck. Neat little stamp on the back of another butterfly page. This one has like a part of an envelope as a side tuck. I thought that was really neat, and it fit just about perfectly on that page. Another one of these little cards. Be tucked in there. So it's a great place to store stuff, any sort of thing. This is ledger paper, and it's got little suns punched out of the side of it. So there's a lot of stars. We had the stars earlier, so I thought I'd add some suns too. Another one of those coin matchbooks. Great for tucking small things into. Netta sent me this page. I have no idea how she made this, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I think she sent me a tutorial on it, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but I love it. Punched with little punches. It's a punches with little diamonds in the middle. And the base is Mod Podged newspaper over cardboard tags. And on the back is a nice little place to write, because again, I like for my ephemera to be functional. It's a great place to write down like a special moment or an event, a date to remember, stuff like that. Great spots for quotes, just little bits of life. I love that little flower, and I think it's very neat. And these actually came from the same envelope, as did this guy, so they all match. As a matter of fact, these punches were punched out of this envelope. Neat, right? Waste not. Little brown envelope, and I stamped all the question marks, or not question marks, ampersands around the edge. And into it, I have tucked another little tarot card. Little ribbon here in very bright colors, very Jen colors. That's her sort of thing. Altered paper clip. It's got the gold and the music and the little button. Embellishment here. And this doesn't flip open or anything, but it's a neat little place to just write something. Something neat, something cool. Netta sent me this in an exchange, and it was so like bright and beautiful that I was like, it's gotta go in Jen's journal. it's an envelope, so it flips open, and into it is tucked a mini notebook that Sharon sent me. And she did such a good job on this, and it's so bright and pretty, very festive. Dropped it. Do. It's so bright and festive. I know Jen will figure out something very cool to do with that. All of these pages, by the way, are meant to be written on. Another one of those floral pages like we saw towards the beginning. And in the middle of the second signature, pros cons list. So she's got 2 pros and cons lists. This is actually the same fabric as the cover of the journal. And I made a little pocket here. It's kind of raggedy on the inside, but junk journals are all sort of raggedy. And it has this neat bit of ephemera. This, of course, came from Sharon again. It's like some neat stuff written on there. And a little button. I love the little button and the tags at the bottom. I think those are very neat. And the little bows at the top. This page also has this little guy at the top, and this can of course be moved and, for example, used at the beginning to mark her place as she makes her way through her journal. Not everybody goes linearly through journals, so that's just an option. Blank for writing. Another little half page with a bicycle. I love these pages, and I think they're very whimsical with their bicycles. And it's stamped. I stamped it myself and made the little ribbon that goes on there. But it's actually an emery board holder. Right? Because you never know when you're going to need an emery board for something. More blank pages for writing. I love this one. It says hello right there. And it's patterned and very brightly colored. And great place for writing on the inside for journaling. This is stapled in. It is a little bag, and I like to include bags like this for collecting lucky coins. So as she comes across lucky coins, she can stick them in there and then pull the drawstrings, and she always has a little bit of luck on her side. The other side of that beautiful, gorgeous paper that Netta sent me. I just love it. It's so pretty. And then here we have another altered paper clip with the gold and the music and the button. That fell out. I'll put it back in a second. Beautiful stamp here. I love that stamp. It's one of my favorite stamps. It shows up in a lot of my works. Stamp here, and this is a little tuck space on the back of a half page. It's another one of these little bird tags that I like so much. There's actually a lot. Let me explain this one at least. There's a lot that goes into these. Like, as you can see, it was made from a paper bag, and it's got the lace at the bottom and the ribbon at the top. And it's got like book pages and lace and tags and buttons and embellishments. So they're really neat. Lots of layers. It's the fun part of tags, is all the layers. Half page here. And then this is where this fell out from. This is an altered envelope that Sharon sent me. And it's got tons of neat stuff like bottle caps and quotes and all sorts of neat stuff. And there's nothing on the inside, but it'd be a great place for Jen to tuck all sorts of stuff if she wanted to. Receipts, you know, if you ever go on a like vacation or a journey somewhere and you want to keep all the receipts so you know what you got and how much you paid for them years later. That's a good way to do it. And we have, this is a, here we go again, coffee dyed coffee filter that's been folded into a neat little like embellishment type thing, and I thought it just went really well over the edge of a page. So I think those are neat. Half page with an altered paper clip. All the altered paper clips are different, but they're, you know, generally the same theme. And this is probably my favorite page in the whole journal, and it's all the way at the back. You'll notice we have the butterfly stamps here, and we have the pretty butterfly pattern, but if you take this and untie it, it flips out And there is a mini notebook on the inside. These are actually tea stain pages, so they're much more yellow than the rest of the journal. And a lot of little stamping here. And here we have the hardest part of the whole thing, which is tying a decent looking bow, which is like surprisingly hard to do. Decent looking bow. There we go. And if you'll remember on the first page, this is actually the bird stencils. It's a mirror because the front page is this neat, like, I guess it's a flower pattern. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's very cool looking. And on the back, we have the birds. So that is our spirituality junk journal. You'll notice some of these have Indian gods on them. I don't know much about them, but the recipient absolutely does. She knows what all of that is, and this is for her, so I'm sure she will very much enjoy them. And I just wanted to point out that some of these were charms made for the Tuesday Tutorial Challenge. This is a bottle cap charm that we made for that. And that's, you know, part of the fun of junk journaling, is taking junk and making neat stuff with it. So, Jen, if you see this, I hope you very much enjoy this journal. I spent a lot of time on making it just for you. All right, hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks a bunch.